Royal Aircraft Factory B.E.12. The original reason for building the B.E.12 is somewhat obscure. It has been long believed that the aircraft was hurriedly produced in a somewhat makeshift attempt to counter the Fokker monoplane, but history lends no support to this theory. Anthony Fokker started a tour of German operational units, demonstrating the only two Fokker E-1s then in existence in May of 1915. By mid-July, only 11 Fokkers were in service on the Western Front, and the first combat victory scored by an E-1 did not occur until the 1st of August 1915, when Lieutenant Max Immelman shot down a British aircraft that was bombing the Douai aerodrome. At Farnborough, preparations to modify the Bristol-built BE-2C number 1697 had begun at the end of June 1915. At that date, design work on the Royal Aircraft Factory's single-seat fighter, the FE-8, was well advanced, and it can reasonably be assumed that this pusher represented the latest ideas of the Farnborough design staff on the design of single-seat fighters. By the 28th of July, 1915, when number 1697 was sent for its pre-flight inspection, it had been converted into a single-seater and fitted with a 12-cylinder engine, which can only have been the 150-horsepower RAF-4, which, using RAF-1 engine components, had the same stroke, 120 mm, as the 8-cylinder power unit. It therefore seems obvious that, although fighting may have been viewed as one of the duties of the more powerful aircraft, it was not built as any kind of specific answer to the Fokker monoplane. For some weeks, number 1697 continued to be recorded as a BE-2C. Not until December 1915 does the designation BE-12 begin to appear. The installation of the RAF-4 engine in number 1697 was made in a straightforward manner by fitting new engine bearers to the basic BE-2C fuselage. A large pressure tank filled the fuselage space between the center section struts and was faired over to conform to the cross-section of the top decking. An ugly arrangement of individual exhaust pipes led to an inverted Y stack that discharged above the center section. There were two air scoops above the engine, one behind the other. No very obvious urgency appeared to attend the development of the BE-12. By the beginning of September 1915, number 1697 had been fitted with new exhaust pipes, and by the 22nd of September, its original triangular fin had been replaced by a surface of greater area. Although the aircraft retained the inverted Y form of exhaust stack, it was later fitted with a single large air scoop of the production BE-12. During that same month, the prototype had been experimentally flown on bomb-dropping and dart-dropping tests at Farnborough, exercises that seemed to suggest that the BE-12 may have been intended to be a general-purpose airplane, its greater power and lack of an observer enabling it to lift a greater war load than the BE-2C. It is also significant that all production aircraft had a camera attachment on the starboard side. All of the production BE-12s were built in Coventry, the principal contractor for the type and its variants being the Daimler Company Limited, while the Standard Motor Company Limited and the Coventry Ordnance Works each had a single contract. On the production aircraft, the design of the forward fuselage had been revised. In front of the cockpit, the upper longerons were cranked downwards to allow a larger petrol tank to be installed. An auxiliary gravity tank was fitted under the port upper wing. Power was provided by the 150 horsepower RAF-4A engine, the production version of the RAF-4, with stroke increased to 140 mm. These modifications may have first been made to the prototype, for it was submitted on 21 September 1915 for inspection after reconstruction. The first RAF-4A engines did not come off the assembly lines until the end of 1915, and it was late in March 1916 when the first Daimler-built BE-12 number 6478, arrived at Farnborough. All production aircraft had twin upright exhaust stacks. The early BE-12s had the small triangular fin, originally fitted to number 1697, but this was soon replaced by a larger rounded fin that was standardized for all BE types. It appears that the possibility of using the BE-12 as a single-seat fighter did not begin to be explored until the spring of 1916. On the 4th of March, number 1697 was inspected, having been fitted with an experimental gun mounting and an experimental air screw. One can only guess the nature of this experimental combination, but it may have consisted of a fixed gun and an armored air screw. It is certain that, fitted with a Lewis gun and deflector plates, number 1697 was tested on 9th June 1916. Moreover, an installation of a fixed Lewis gun on the starboard side of the fuselage, firing through an armored air screw, was regarded as one of the standard forms of armament for the BE-12. Early weapon installations on the BE-12 consisted of a single Lewis gun on a strange oblique mounting on the fuselage side, or on an overwing mounting above the center section. By March 1916, the Vickers mechanical interrupter gear had become available, and it was decided to fit a Vickers gun to the BE-12 as standard armament. It is known that the aircraft tested at CFS on 4th, 5th, and 11th May 1916 had a Vickers gun with an interrupter gear. The CFS report boded ill for the BE-12, however, for it stated that the aircraft maneuvered more slowly than the BE-2C. A combination of the Vickers interrupter gear and a Lewis gun was also devised for the BE-12, but probably did not proceed beyond the experimental stage. A more ambitious scheme was tried on number 6511 in June 1916. A Davis 6-pounder recoilless gun was mounted to the starboard side of the fuselage, firing forwards and upwards at 45 degrees. The muzzle of this cumbersome weapon was level with the leading edge of the upper wing, which had to be cut back to the front spar, and the gun had to be lowered to horizontal for reloading. Obviously intended for anti-airship duties, the installation was clumsy and impractical, and was soon abandoned. One BE-12 was in France on 1st of July, 1916, attached to number 10 Squadron at Chaux. The first squadron wholly equipped with the type was number 19, which arrived at the front in France on the 1st of August, 1916. Only one other unit, number 21 Squadron, had BE-12s, completing its re-equipment by the 25th of August. The BE-12's operational career as a fighter was brief, for its lack of maneuverability made it useless in combat. Major General Trenchard bluntly announced his intention of withdrawing it from fighting duties in mid-September, and recommended that no more be sent to France. The BE-12s had been used for bombing duties on several occasions, and continued to be employed, with heavy losses, until February 1917. A few were still in service with the special duty flight of the headquarters of 54th Wing in March 1918. In the Near East and Macedonia, the BE-12 was longer lived, and Captain G.W. Merlis Green of No. 17 Squadron shot down several enemy aircraft while flying a BE-12. One was still on strength with No. 17 Squadron at the armistice, and another was with No. 150 Squadron. Minor modifications were made to the BE-12 as production progressed. The later aircraft had the smaller tailplane with raked tips, and some had deeper sump cowlings. Several home defense squadrons flew BE-12s. On the night flying duties that were so frequently demanded, the BE-12's stability was something of an asset, but the type still scored few successes. Its most spectacular moment came at 3:28 a.m. on the 17th of June, 1917, when Lieutenant L.P. Watkins of No. 37 Squadron, flying No. 6610, shot down the Zeppelin L-48 at Theberton. The armament of home defense B.E.12s varied a great deal, one aircraft having no fewer than 4 Lewis machine guns. Some had Le Preur rockets, carried on the outer interplane struts. Both France and Germany had experimented with aircraft covered with transparent material in the vain hope of evolving an invisible airplane. Similar experiments were conducted at Farnborough in January and February 1917. The subject aircraft was a B.E.12 number 6148, its fuselage being covered with celluloid abaft the cockpit. At least one B.E.12, C-3188, was fitted with a 200 horsepower RAF 4D engine. This aircraft was flown at the Armament Experimental Station at Orfordness, and in August 1918 was fitted with specially treated upper wings and ailerons in order to test pigment dope and oil varnish.